We welcome you back to Warren Wilson, everybody, on a 34-degree snowy and cloudy night outside. We're inside DeVries Gym here on the campus of Warren Wilson College. It's basketball time for the second time here tonight for the Owls taking on the Tennessee Temple Crusaders. Hi, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. Warren Wilson coming in, winners of their last four, 7th ranked in the nation. And we'll get to the Owls here in a moment. Right now, let's start with Tennessee Temple. The Crusaders 7-13. Head coach Daniel Previtt starts this way. At one guard, it's number 3, Patrick Lyons, a freshman 6'1" from Ireland. At the other guard, number 11, Brian Jones, a junior 6'4" from Port Richey, Florida. And the third guard is number 24, Weedlands Bouville, a senior 6'2" from Bartow, Florida. Up front for the Crusaders tonight, number 30, Terrence Scales, a freshman from Cedar Bluff, Alabama. And number 23, Cameron High, a junior 6'6". So that's the starters for the Crusaders. And now let's meet the starters for William Montz, Warren Wilson Owls. Montz 27-23 here in his second season, and he'll start this way. At one guard, it's number 2, Stephen Horton Jr., sophomore 6'1", 185 pounds from Yokohama, Japan. At the other guard, it's number 3, Ty Johnson, a senior 6'2", 180 from Wilkesboro. And number 4, Justin Gagne, the third guard, junior 6'2", 180 from Warner, North Carolina. Up front for the Owls today, number 22, Garth Bailey, a sophomore 6'1", 190 from Wilkesboro. And number 32, Thomas Hay, a sophomore 6'3", 185 pounds from Waynesville, North Carolina. So that's the starters as the Owls on the court. This also Inspire a Change night. The men's team wanting to raise awareness about sexual assault. Coming up at some point during this first half, we'll talk with a few representatives from Our Voice, North Carolina, about just that. So that's to come here in this first half. But right now we have basketball to take care of as the Crusaders take the court in their road black. Warren Wilson in their home white. The Owls looking for, as we're underway with Warren Wilson controlling the opening tip, moving from right to left on your screens and tablets. Ty Johnson over on the right side. Up top, it's Thomas Hay. Hay over to Gagne. Gagne out near midcourt with it. Takes a dribble to the left. Gagne. Hay, top of the key. Hands it off to Ty Johnson. Over to Horton Jr. Horton Jr. from the elbow. It's good. Warren Wilson leading at 2-0. Trapping pressure now. Bouville from high. Bouville into the forecourt on the near side. Goes it high for Lyons. Now over to Jones. Tennessee Temple 7-13. Third toughest schedule in the USCAA. Scales dribbles in, kicks it out. 3-ball up and good by Bouville. So Bouville, 33% from behind the arc, gets his first one to go. Ty Johnson over on the far side of your screen. Horton Jr., same spot. Horton Jr. drives right at the lane. Now Hay on the baseline. Bounce passes it out to Garth Bailey. Gets a screen, fires the 3. It's short, and it'll be High who lets it go out of bounds. Turnover gives the ball back to the Crusaders. They lead at 3-2 here in the opening minutes of this ball game. Warren Wilson 11-10. They're 6-3 here at home. Scales at the half circle. Jones over to Bouville on the left side. Cross court, Scales on the right. Lyons same spot. Bounce pass intercepted. Good defense by Horton Jr. Gagne comes up with the steal. Gagne into the front court. Swings it to Horton Jr. on the left. And his pass is deflected, taken away by Lyons. Outlet to Bouville. Bouville scoops it off the glass and in. Tennessee Temple leading at 5-2. These are two fairly even matched teams, folks. So if you're wondering what to expect for tonight, you should expect a very close, entertaining ball game. Ty Johnson, 3-on-3 with Lyons guarding him. Johnson gets it back. Jones on a switch on him. Ty Johnson right of the lane, forced it up. Good defense by Jones, but he tapped it to Gagne, who flew in to pick it up. Gagne floater is no, that won't count. Offensive foul, they say, on Gagne. So the first foul of the ball game belongs to Warren Wilson. Justin Gagne up to 14.2 points per ball game. He has really picked up his scoring. The team overall in January averaging 74.2 per game. This is the best stretch of the season so far. Jones turnaround shot halfway down, back out. Here comes Wilson. Horton Jr. into the forecourt to Gagne up top, all alone for three, and that's money in the bank. All tied at 5 apiece. Again, trapping pressure. Scales gets it into the forecourt. Beauville alley-oop, laying it up is Jones, but it's an offensive foul on Beauville. Thomas Hay, I believe, took the charge. So, 2 charges, 1 team foul apiece. Into the forecourt, it's Horton Jr. now for the Owls, guarded by Lyons in the man-to-man. Horton Jr. into the lane, gets it out to Gagne, fakes the 3. Drives right at the lane, floats it up too strong. Hay trying to get the offensive rebound. It's deflected out of bounds, and last touch by Hay. So Crusaders get it back. Again, the trap is on for Wilson. High throws it into the forecourt. Scales leaves it for Lyons, same spot. Over to Beauville from downtown, short on the shot. Thomas Hay with the rebound. Thomas Hay, 7.6 rebounds per night, ranking in the top 10 in offensive rebounds per game. Garth Bailey now for Warren Wilson. Right of the lane, Bailey scoops it up. That was nowhere near the rim. Lyons with the rebound. Into the forecourt, Jones. And Jones had his pass deflected out of bounds. Early sub for Tennessee Temple. Julian Butts, senior 6'4" from Covington, Georgia, will check in for Warren Wilson. Timmy Johnson coming in for Warren Wilson, the 6'1", 180-pound junior from Wilkesboro. Lions inbound it. Scales out near midcourt. And his pass, Lions not ready for it. It goes out of bounds. E.J. Patterson's going to come on for the Owls, as well as Thomas Hay will get a break. Stephon Cates also checking in for the first time. Stephon, freshman 6'1", 165 from Oxford, North Carolina. So about 4 minutes into the ball game, we expected to see a lot of offense. So far, both defenses holding pretty firm, tied at 5. Ty Johnson splits the defense, couldn't keep the dribble though, and it's a steal for Lyons. Lyons has a 4-on-4 here, bounce pass, butts, it went off his kneecap, and Patterson takes it away. Owls, just like they did last year and 2 years ago, starting to pick up the pace late in the season. Cates bangs in a 3 with a hand in his face. Stephon Cates came in 35% from behind the arc. Gets his first here tonight off the bench. Beauville in the backcourt. Scales gets it into the front court. Scales into the lane, lays it off the glass and in. Tennessee Temple came in averaging 71 points per ball game, but they're giving up 83.8 points per night. That's 23rd out of 25 D1 schools, as Gagne misses the 3. Scales into the front court. Scales into the lane. Poked away by Cates. Now he and Cates tied up. Jump ball called, and we will stay on this side of the court. Horton Jr. back on for Warren Wilson. Checking in for the first time, Justin Hendricks, the freshman from Orlando, Florida, for Tennessee Temple. Gagne getting a breather. So 5 on the court: Cates, Ty Johnson, Timmy Johnson, E.J. Patterson, and Horton Jr. Scales, Hendricks, Butts, High, and Beauville, the 5 for Tennessee Temple. Inbound goes to High. Couple of fakes, put it up, couldn't get it off the glass. Horton Jr. with the rebound. Horton Jr. out to Timmy Johnson on the right side to the baseline, into the lane, looking for Patterson. Ball deflected back to Timmy, though. Out to Ty Johnson for three. Can't get it to go. And the rebound controlled by Butts. Outlet goes to High in the forecourt. It's knocked away again by Cates. Cates, good hustle on the defensive end since coming in a couple of minutes ago. Timmy Johnson into the front court. Johnson left of the lane, had it, lost the dribble, it looked like. Scales with the steal. Scales one-on-one, floats it up and puts it in. Good job using his body by Scales to clear enough space. That's one of those little things in basketball that you can't really teach. You just have to be good enough at the game to know it and recognize it in that situation. Horton Jr. now right at the lane. Shot rejected, but he's fouled and will go to the line. Hendricks picks up the foul. That's their second. So Horton Jr. at the line, 55% free throw shooter. As always, we like to say back to his dad and anybody else watching back there in Yokohama. Ohio gozaimasu. Hello to everybody back there. So Horton Jr. getting the first one. Couple of subs for the Crusaders. Jones checking back in. Thomas Hay also back out there for the Owls. Into the forecourt, it's Hendricks. Bounce pass, turnaround shot to Jones. Is good off the glass. We have a back and forth affair shaping up here tonight, which is about what we expected from these two teams. Among common opponents, Tennessee Temple defeated Barber Scotia last week, I believe. Here's Ty Johnson, corner three, it's good. And the Owls go back up 12-11. Inbound the Butts. Butts, no trouble with the press. Hendricks leaves it for, Rounds. So Emmanuel Rounds also checking in, the freshman from Memphis, Tennessee. This is Butts, and he traveled with the basketball. Turnover gives the ball back to Warren Wilson. 12:48 left to go. Owls leading by 1. This 4-game win streak for Warren Wilson, their longest since a 6-game win streak last year between January 23rd and February 6th. Stephon Cates into the lane, and he got bumped. The Owls have held their opponents under 60 points 2 times during this 4-game win streak. They've shot over 45% in the last 3. Ty Johnson inbound it left of the basket. Horton Jr. on the left side. You also have a team with a lot of new parts that are starting to gel. Horton Jr., Patterson. Horton Jr. And Thomas Hay goes wham with the right hand. Timeout. Tennessee Temple, we will take it with them. 12:25 left to go. Warren Wilson 14, Tennessee Temple 11. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owls Sports Network. We're coming back. Welcome back, everybody. As you see the updated broadcast schedule on your screen out of the timeout, it's Warren Wilson 14-11 over Tennessee Temple. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. And Joining me right now is our Voice North Carolina representative, Leah Rybinski. Hi, Leah. Thanks for coming over.
Hi, it's great to be here.
So, for those of you who are just joining us tonight, I lost my notes. I can't forget it's Inspire a Change Night. We're highlighting and trying to raise awareness on campus about sexual assault. So that's why Leah's here with me. And Leah, a little bit, first of all, about Our Voice North Carolina and what you guys do in the area.
Absolutely. So Our Voice is Buncombe County and Asheville City's Rape Crisis and Prevention Center. So we do a lot of work with supporting survivors. We offer free and confidential counseling as well as advocacy services and prevention.
You know, we're in the sports world, and a lot of the news in the sports world this year has not been great in terms of what, let's just call them morons of my gender, have been doing. It's been a lot of press, especially in the NFL. What kind of stats do you know? You know, where are we at as a society in terms of sexual violence?
Absolutely. Well, the stats are alarming. You know, we know that 1 in 5 women, college women, will be sexually assaulted while she's in college, and we know that men also are survivors of sexual violence. So the statistics are alarming. They really are.
1 in 5 people. Now I want to be an optimist, but I'm often a cynic. So try to change that in me here. Is that better or is that worse from, let's say, when you guys started in 1974? Are we seeing those numbers go down?
Well, here's the thing. We're seeing those numbers increase, and it could be one of two things. I think the issue is this is such an underreported crime. So if more and more people are coming forward and disclosing that they've been sexually assaulted, in a way, it may not necessarily reflect that it's happening more or less, but that more and more people are feeling safe enough to come forward and disclose. So
now, do you think, is it your opinion, and this is just one person's opinion, you don't have to speak for everybody that you've talked to in the past, but do you think it's becoming easier for people to talk about it more?
I really hope so. And it's events like these, things that the Warren Wilson men's basketball team are doing, promoting sexual violence awareness on campus, that is changing our community and making this a conversation that's easier to have. I think that's going to be the difference in terms of preventing sexual violence, is when we're okay to actually talk about this subject. And that's why it's awesome to be here, and it's so awesome that Warren Wilson men's basketball team has spearheaded this movement.
Just to give you an update, folks, Tennessee Temple running off 5 points. Kate's tying it up at 16 as we go back and forth about midway through this first half. Chris Sheeman talking with Our Voice representative Leah Rybinski. And, Leah, when I grew up in a kind of a weird time. I grew up in the early to mid 90s, and then came to college towards the end of the 90s. And what I saw in pop culture back then, back in the early 90s, you had a very strong feminist movement. You had a lot more open conversation about this kind of thing. And then for whatever reason, it kind of nosedived in popular culture. The aggressive, male-dominated things in music especially, which is how I relate to pop culture, especially, bands like Limp Bizkit and things like that. So it seems like we were making some progress in this area way back maybe 20 years ago. It kind of fell off, but what I've seen out of this generation, having worked with these kids now for 13 years, is really a change in the attitude. And when you talked about the guys, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but it seems like it's getting better after it kind of got a little sketchy there.
I would agree with you. I mean, it really is. Don't get me wrong. There's still, songs like Blurred Lines and all kinds of culture. But yeah, I think as a whole, it is getting better. And you asked me about optimism, and to give you some optimism a few minutes ago, and I really think that you can see it when you see events like this on college campuses, just bringing awareness about sexual violence. That's what's going to change the tide. That's the optimism for me.
One of the things I think has to change with the culture too is this has to be, there's two genders that need to have a seat on the table. And I think guys starting things like this and guys really taking the initiative here is good, but at the same time we need, what can we do? Let's say we have some friends who are Neanderthals, and I've got a few.
We all do.
What can we do to talk to them?
how can we? I try to lead by example. God knows I'm not perfect, but what else is there other than leading by example?
That's a good question. I think one of the big things is intervening wherever we can. Some people think that preventing sexual violence is about interrupting a sexual assault, but the reality is, we're not gonna be coming upon a sexual assault very often. But what we are going to run into is things like sexist jokes and that kind of thing. And if we can say something and intervene in those times, that will make a difference.
The way that I've changed my, how I used to joke about things is something that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get better at. But is there a profile of somebody who's more likely to do something like this, to commit a sexual assault? Is there something that if somebody's out there they can be looking for?
So that's interesting. Not really. So we know that perpetrators of sexual violence come in all different forms. I mean, professionals, religious folks, non-religious folks, athletes, non-athletes. It just really, we just never know. Yeah.
Is it all about power for these people, or is there something else? Is it just they're chemically imbalanced? I mean, is there a profile of the person in that way?
I hear you. So yes, what we do know is crimes of sexual assault are very rarely issues related to sex. It's not like a perpetrator wants to go out and have sex. It really is, like you say, a power thing. Perpetrators are looking to exert power over others.
And is that something in the culture that we need to change, or what's your opinion there?
Absolutely. I mean, it does tie into gender roles and, like you were talking about hyper-masculinity and sort of aggressive masculinity. That's definitely tied to that. Some men believing that sex is something that is sort of something that they can have at any moment or take, or consent is not really an issue. Yeah, it's definitely tied to gender roles and power issues.
Let's educate people before we let you go about consent. Consent is really the forefront over the last or two that I've seen in this conversation. What is consent?
Well, the thing to know about consent and how North Carolina state law defines consent is that it's given, it involves three different things. So it has to be given freely and clearly. It has to be given, or can only be given, when someone is in their right state of mind. So somebody who is drinking or under the influence of substances cannot give consent. And also the age of consent is 16. So it's got to be given freely and clearly. It can't be given, it's got to be given when someone is in their right mind, and also the age of consent is 16. Another interesting thing about consent to just realize is consent is continuous. So, folks who are engaging in sexual activity, they're constantly, it's good to check in with your partner and just make sure that each activity is something that is consensual.
Most of all, I mean, it's as simple as just have respect for one another, right?
Absolutely. Have those conversations and having respect. That's it.
Well, Leah, I can't thank you and people like you that do these things all over the country and in parts of the world where they may be risking their lives to do these things. I mean, I talk for a living. That's all I do. I mean, it's people like you that I really respect and that I really hope that people really pay attention to and give the credit that you deserve. Thank you so much for coming up here and talking to us. And you want to mention your website and maybe if anybody is having problems out there in the area where they can go to get help.
Absolutely. So we are at OurVoiceNC for NorthCarolina.org. Please access our website for any information about our services. And also you can access our hotline. 24-hour crisis line is 828-255-7576.
All right, Leah, thank you again so much for coming over. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way. All right, folks, we'll get back into the play-by-play here just as soon as I can adjust myself, so give me 1 second.
All right, I think we're back in everybody's good graces. A big thanks to Leah for doing that. Great work that those people do, and a great night for the men's team. Right now they have a 21-19 lead. Ty Johnson at the free throw stripe as Tennessee Temple commits their 7th team foul. So Ty Johnson, who's 8th in the USCAA in attempts and makes from the charity stripe, gets the first one to go. Owls leading by 3. So while we were talking with Leah, Tennessee Temple off 5 points to tie it up. Since then, the Owls have regained the lead. It's at 4 right now. Crusaders looking to run and gun. Owls doing a nice job getting back on defense. Here's High. Good shot right at the lane by High to put it up and in. 23-21, 6:14 to go here in the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll see that men's video. So that'll come up at the half. And then we'll step aside, take a break, come back as Horton Jr. makes a nifty move to the bucket to put the Owls up 4 again. The Owls have been in this trapping pressure. The Crusaders have done a nice job against it, though. Jones from the baseline is short on the shot, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Crusaders. Stephon Cates returning, so Stephon back out there with Thomas Hay, with Justin Gagne, Stephen Horton Jr., and Ty Johnson. Gagne between the circles. Here's Ty Johnson on the right side, guarded by Bell. John Mark Bell's come on, the freshman from Nashville. A lot of folks from Music City on the Crusaders roster. As Ty Johnson had it poked away. Horton Jr.'s there with 10 to shoot. Out to Cates, corner 3, it's good. Stephon Cates makes it 28-21. He almost came up with a steal there. Able to recover his Lions, throws it into the forecourt. The Scales had it poked away. Cates has some extra energy today. He definitely had a couple of bowls of Wheaties this morning. So here's Lions out near midcourt. Under 5 to go now, and we're going to get, what do we have? A foul underneath. Gagne picks up his second. Garth Bailey in. Stephen Horton Jr. out. The Owls leading by 7, their biggest lead of the night. It'll be Lions to inbound, left of the basket, fresh 35 to work with. 3rd team foul for Warren Wilson. Tennessee Temple already over the limit. They have 7. Driving on the baseline, Jones threw it away. Timmy Johnson with the steal. Timmy Johnson drives to the bucket. Offensive foul again. They've been calling that consistently here tonight, so no surprise there. I thought he might have been in that restricted area, though, but folks know how I feel about that line. Here is Scales. Gets it out. Open 3 is good for Jones. 28-24. As Jones connects. Came in 7 out of 14 from behind the arc. So doesn't shoot a ton of threes, but he's fairly good when he does. Stephon Cates on the elbow, backs it out. Timmy Johnson in the corner, guarded by Jones. Swings it to Hay out on the wing, now Ty Johnson. Johnson to the baseline. High on him on a switch, and High hit him on the arm as he shot the step back 3. So Ty Johnson will go to the line to shoot 3 free throws. So at halftime, we'll have that men's video. We'll step aside for about 10 minutes, then we'll bring you the first half stats and the second half play-by-play. Ty Johnson again, 76% free throw shooter. Staying perfect here tonight as he gets the first one to go. High is still appealing. Foul. So one more for Ty Johnson. And he rims in the third. Lead back to 7 for Warren Wilson at 31-24. Into the forecourt, it Scales on the near side of your screen. Bounce pass to the cutter high. Floats it up. Can't get it back at the rim. Hay and Jones fighting for it. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favors Warren Wilson. Timmy Johnson, Garth Bailey. Back over to Timmy. Throws to Ty in the forecourt. Bounce pass to Hay on the baseline. Back out to Ty from downtown. It's good. 10-point lead, 34-24, 3:49 to go here in the first half. And Daniel Privet, who's in his first season, is not happy with his team's defensive rotation here in this first half. As you see him over on the sideline gasping. High, bounce pass to Lyons, puts it up and in. Good aggressive move by Lyons. Nice pass by High. Cates fakes the pass to the baseline. Can't get the bucket. Ball tipped out. Nice job by Bailey to get it to Timmy, who hits it from 12. Owls back up by 10. Lyons throws into the forecourt. Scales to the bucket. Bounce pass off to Jones, and Jones is hammered as he tried to wham it down. Bailey picks up the foul. That's team foul number 4 on Warren Wilson. Here with 3:14 to go in the half, it'll be Brian Jones to go to the free throw stripe. 73% free throw shooter on the season. Correction, I think I said 4 team fouls. It's 5 team fouls. Again, Warren Wilson looking for their 12th win of the season. Jones puts it up and in. Tennessee Temple ready for some home cooking. They spent a lot of time on the road like their women's team, but they're going home on Thursday to take on Florida College at 8 p.m. in an NCCAA showdown, or NCCAA, which is what I prefer. It's also USCAA showdown between these two D1 programs. Free throw up and in. Both free throws up and in. I think they changed one of the threes to a 2 for the Owls, so the correct score is now on your screen. It's 36-28. I had 37-28. Ty Johnson inbound, and what do we have here? They had to readjust the shot clock to 27, so inbound goes to Horton Jr. Gets a playoff from Coach Montz. Over to Timmy Johnson on the right side. Under 3 to go here in the half. Timmy gets it back. Now Ty Johnson. 11 to shoot for Warren Wilson. Lyons guarding Ty in the man-to-man. Gets a screen. He'll shoot it from way downtown, and that is just off the mark. Diving for it, coming up with it as High. Lyons into the front court. Lyons right of the lane. Throws it out to Hendricks on the left wing. Spin move by Jones. Shot rejected. Tennessee Temple staying with it, though. Jones cannot get the bucket, but he's fouled. Horton Jr. picking up his first. That's 16 fouls for Warren Wilson, who will send Tennessee Temple into the bonus on the next defensive set foul. So Jones back at the line. First one bounces up and gets the lucky bounce. Garth Bailey coming on. Thomas Hay will come out. Jones, 2 out of 2. 36-30. Both of these teams like to shoot the three, as we've seen here tonight. Tennessee Temple 4th in attempt at 22.5, and 8th in makes at 7.1. Ty Johnson from downtown. That one's good. And the lead back to 9 for Warren Wilson. Again, the trap. Getting there, Scales. Ty Johnson gave it a hard charge. Couldn't get there in time. Ball deflected. The Lions now on the right wing. And Hendricks will set it up as Coach Previtt calls out a play. Minute 34 to go here in the half. Tennessee Temple trying to go on a run. The Owls trying to close the half strong. Out to Jones. Jones with 4 to shoot. Lions with 2. Dumps it off. They're not going to get it off on time. It's a shot clock violation. And you can hear the crowd start to make some noise as the Owls looking for some more separation. They've led by as many as 10 in this ball game. Horton Jr. Double team. Ball knocked away. Good defense that time. High came up with it. Now Scales in the forecourt. Scales puts it up, got it off the glass and in over 2 defenders. Nice job by Scales there, 39-32. Under a minute to go here in this first half. E.J. Patterson checking back in. Horton Jr. out near midcourt with it. Horton Jr., Patterson, right elbow. E.J. will take it to the baseline. Turnaround jumper, no good. Garth Bailey with the rebound to the cutter, Horton Jr. Out to Ty for 3, no good. And we have a foul called after Scales got the rebound. 24 seconds left. That's team foul number 7 on Warren Wilson, so we will go down to this end of the court. And we will shoot the 1-and-1. And I believe it'll be Scales to shoot the 1-and-1. So Scales, 67% free throw shooter. Both teams in the bonus now, but we're late in the first half. And that free throw goes in and out. Owls are there. Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. He's guarded by Lions. Crusaders have been in the man for most of the game. Shot clock's off, so the Owls holding for the final shot here. Timmy Johnson to the bucket. Nice move, couldn't get it. Out to Ty, buzzer beater, yes! Ty Johnson with another three-pointer, and the Owls go into the locker room 42-32 advantage. What a first half for Warren Wilson on their way to 84. Well, as I mentioned, folks, it is Inspire a Change night. Sexual assault awareness is what the Owls are going for. We're going to jump into the Owls men. Recorded a video to talk a little bit about sexual assault awareness. So we're going to go into that short video right now, then we'll step aside and bring you the first half stats a little bit in about 10 minutes or so. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owls Sports Network.
We have a big problem, and we need your help.
It's happening at colleges, at parties, at bars, and even in high schools.
This is happening to our family, our children, and our friends.
It's called sexual assault, and it has to stop.
If they don't consent or they can't consent, it's rape. It's assault.
It's a crime.
If I saw it happening, I was taught you have to do something about it.
If I saw it happening, I speak up.
If I saw it happening, I would never blame. I would help.
Because I don't want to be part of the problem.
To be part of the solution.
We all need to be part of the solution. It's about respect and responsibility.
Have no excuses and inspire a change.
Folks, if anybody is out there, just an FYI, they just started the 15-minute halftime break now, so go catch up on your favorite shows or something, because we got some extra time, and we'll be back in about 12 minutes from now. Welcome back, everybody. An extended halftime break here at Warren Wilson with the Owls leading it 42-32. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here at Warren Wilson College. Let's get you the first half stats here in just a moment. I want to also remind everybody that tonight is Inspire a Change night. That's why we have a little bit of a longer halftime break than we normally do. The men's video that you saw earlier played at halftime here, and it took a little bit of time to set that up. So also I forgot to do this in the first half when Leo was nice enough to come over here, but this is their website. If you know somebody that's having problems in this area, feel free to go to their website and look up those folks. They do great work at Our Voice, and we can't thank them enough for coming here tonight. So let's get back to basketball now with Warren Wilson leading it by 10. Set the first half numbers. Tennessee Temple actually outshot Warren Wilson 50% to 47%, with the Owls forcing 8 turnovers from Tennessee Temple in that first half, and the Owls connecting on 8 out of 17 from behind the arc to just 4 out of 8 for Tennessee Temple. So that, folks, is really the difference here in this ball game. Ty Johnson leading all scorers. He played all 20 minutes, 4 out of 10 shooting, 4 out of 9 from behind the arc, 5 out of 5 from the free throw stripe. He's got 17. More on the Owls in a moment. We'll get you the leaders for Tennessee Temple as well. Brian Jones, 9 points on 2 of 6 from the field. Weedlands Beauville, 3 out of 5 shooting, 8 points. Terrence Scales, 3 out of 3 in 16 minutes. He's got 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. So leading scorers for Tennessee Temple here at the half. I mentioned Ty Johnson, 17 points. Stephon Cates off the bench in 9 minutes, 4 out of 5 shooting from behind the arc, 11 points, 1 assist, and a steal. Stephen Horton Jr., 17 minutes, 2 out of 3 from the field, 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Justin Gagne, 9 points, 1 out of 4 shooting, 3 points, and 1 steal. Off 4 shooting, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Thomas Hay, 15 minutes, 1 out of 1. He's got 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. E.J. Patterson played 6 minutes, did not score on 1 shot attempted. He also had 1 steal. And I think that's everybody. So that's your first half stats here at Warren Wilson. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here as the Owls looking for win number 5 in a row. And this would be another big victory as they look to make a push towards the tournament in March. Crusaders will possess first as we're underway here in the second half. Tennessee Temple right to left here in the final 20. This is High. High turnaround shot, no good. Horton Jr. with the rebound. Horton Jr. lost the dribble, able to get it back though, no trouble. To Hay, half circle, back out Horton Jr. Horton Jr. to the baseline. Thomas Hay gets it out to Bailey. Bailey drives in, scoops it up, no, but he's fouled. So Garth Bailey will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Bailey, 59% free throw shooter on the season. And that first one short on the rim. Warren Wilson will go to Bob Jones to take on Welsh on Monday. So Friday, that game will be at 8 p.m. Bob Jones will have the coverage for that one. And then we will have Monday's game for you back here at 7 p.m. So Bailey misses both free throws. Into the forecourt, it's the Crusaders. Lions on the elbow. Turnaround shot high. Nicely done as he puts it up and in. Into the front court, Horton Jr. Gagne, top of the key. Gagne to the wing. Fires it, and it's a swish. 44-34. Owls got to invest in some better nets. If you're out there, click on that donate button at the top of WarrenWilsonOwls.com and tell them we need some nets that don't stick. Here's a steal by Gagne. Gagne pull-up three. Yes! Boy, when the Owls are rolling at home, they are something to watch. And right now they're starting to put it together. Remember, folks, they started the season strong. They went through that brutal stretch in December and came out of it okay. Then they went into a funk towards the end of Christmas. And right after Christmas, as Beauville triggers the three, can't get it to go, but Tennessee Temple with the offensive rebound. Underneath it's high, couple of fakes, puts it up, no, but he's fouled and will go to the line. Some of that had to do, of course, this is a different team from last year. A lot of new parts. Head coach William Muntz did a nice job recruiting in the offseason, bringing in several new players. And you also see some players who are moving into leadership roles that previously weren't, like Thomas Hay underneath, like Justin Gagne and Ty Johnson, who were role players a couple of years ago on that championship team, and now it's their team and their chance to make a run at it. It took time for the team to gel, and I think Coach Muntz had enough at one point after that loss to Johnson and Wales, and he really clamped down on things, and the guys got the message, and they've responded. Now leading by 12. Gagne deflected and taken offense there. Butts with the steal. Out to Lyons, and Lyons is fouled by Ty Johnson, who will make him earn it at the free throw stripe. So Lyons at the line. Patrick Lyons, 50% free throw shooter. Freshman from Galway, Ireland. It's the first one to go. Lyons toes the line. Second one, nothing but net. So the lead back to 10 for Warren Wilson, who have led by as many as 13. Tennessee Temple in a bit of a trapping press, but nothing that the Owls can't handle here, as you see Gagne and Horton Jr. getting into the forecourt. The other thing that you hear on the court right now, it is loud out on that court. It's not loud in the stands. You're hearing a lot of conversation out on the court from the Owls, and also the Crusaders on defense. Both of these teams doing a nice job communicating with one another from the bench and out on the court. Gagne, step back jumper, got it again. 49-37. Lions into the front court. Here's Butts, top of the key. Butts left of the lane. Lions again gets a screen. Horton Jr. stays with him, so he goes to Butts, dribbles in, dishes out. Open three, Jones, no good off the back of the rim. And a rebound controlled by Ty Johnson. Justin Gagne will walk it into the forecourt, man-to-man for the Crusaders here. Hay to Gagne. Lions not giving them any space. Hay tried to set a screen, now double team. Hay out, Horton Jr. Here's Bailey, corner three, it's good. Bailey gives the Owls their biggest lead of the night. It's at 15. Strong move by Lions. Too strong off the glass, trying to force it. Here come the Owls, 5-on-4. Lions back in the picture now. Hey! Oh, missed the dunk. And Jones comes up with it. Thomas Hay is hurt, too. He got hurt bad on that dunk. Now is Lions to Jones. And they stop the play here for Thomas Hay. So while play is stopped, we'll step aside. 16:20 left to go. And we'll be back after this. Folks, if you're just joining us, Thomas Hay tried to go for a dunk and hurt his back as he fell to the ground, or hurt something. I don't want to speculate as his back, but anyways, he's still down on the ground, so we're going to step aside again. Well, actually, it looks like Hay's going to get up now. So Hay's going to walk it off as Coach Montz is over there trying to help him, but looks like Hay might be okay, so hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him or something. So every time I watch Thomas Hay play, every time Thomas Hay plays, the price of bag is that guy is something else. So he's going to come out, get looked at over on the trainer's table, and hopefully he'll be able to get back out there. Crusaders with the basketball. Beauville from downtown goes in and out and right back in. 52-40, 16:09 to go. Tennessee Temple just trying to hang around. Gagne and the Owls trying to close them out here early on in the second half. Horton Jr. poked from behind. Good defense by Jones, who gets the outlet pass. Swings it to Lyons, who had trouble with it, but able to corral himself and back it out. So fast break negated by the bobble, but Crusaders stay with it. Turnaround shot by Jones, no, but he gets the putback. 52-42. 4.5 minutes into the second half. Horton Jr., Ty Johnson had 17 points at the half. Ty Johnson to the bucket, scoops it up and in. What a play by Ty Johnson to get 2 more. Into the forecourt, it's Lyons. Scales on the right. Jones between the circles. Left side, Beauville for 3. It's good. And we're going to let 2 subs come in. Timmy Johnson, Stephon Cates will check into the ball game. And they will replace Horton Jr. and Garth Bailey. Looks like there might be a clock issue as the referee went over to the scorer's table. So a little bit of a stoppage here. Gagne will inbound it. As we're set to go now, 15:06 left to play here in the ball game. Gagne into the forecourt. Gagne rises, good! Justin Gagne in the second. Now it's a steal by Cates. Cates pull-up jumper, yes! 59-45. As the Owls are starting to pour it on. Timeout, Tennessee Temple. We will step aside. 14:41 to go. Wilson up by 14 as you get a look at the crazies here at DeVries. We'll be back. Folks, you can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. We're with the ladies on Saturday, and then 2 games with the guys on Monday, and then next week we go to Barber Scotia with the men as well. So 14:41 to go here in the ball game, and we're going to get another timeout as Beauville couldn't find anybody to inbound the basketball to. So we will step aside again and come back in 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Tennessee Temple will try to inbound it again. Again, it's Beauville. Trapping pressure by the Owls, forcing a steal moments ago. Cates came up with his second. Timmy Johnson putting a hand in the face, but Beauville skies it to Lyons in the front court. Lyons on the baseline. Here's High, spinning in, shoots, scores, and he's fouled. Big play by High as the Owls were starting to pull away a little bit. And now Cameron High, 58% free throw shooter, will try to complete the old school three-point play. 9.9 points per ball game. 18th at the D1 level with 7.3 rebounds a night. And gets it to roll in. So 59-48 your score. This is a slow-moving second half. We had an injury to Thomas Hay and then a couple of timeouts. For the Owls, Timmy and Ty Johnson, Justin Gagne. Gagne's shot rejected by High. Up front, it's E.J. Patterson and Stephon Cates. 18 to shoot for Warren Wilson as Ty Johnson will inbound right of the basket. Johnson's got to get somebody. He gets it into Timmy Johnson in the corner. Backs it out to Cates. Cates doubled up and stepped on the line. So good defense by the Crusaders there to force a turnover. As the ball goes back to Tennessee Temple, looking to cut it to single digits once again. Hendricks, Butts. Throws into the forecourt for Beauville. Hendricks again, now over to Butts on the right wing. Bounce pass taken away by E.J. Patterson. Butts unhappy with himself about that pass as Patterson was right there to pick it off. So another turnover for Tennessee Temple. Owls doing a pretty good job taking care of the basketball in this game. And as soon as I open my big mouth, they turn it over. That one's on me. Crusaders with the basketball after Justin Gagne threw it into the second row. Scales into the forecourt. Scales stripped from behind by Gagne, but they call a foul on Justin. So they call him for a reach. He picks, Gagne's got 3. It's 4th team foul for Warren Wilson with 13:21 to go in the ball game. Hendricks will inbound it. Throws it in for Beauville from downtown. Can't get the corner 3. Ball tipped out. Scales had it, lost it to Patterson, but Patterson threw it away. Now it's a steal as Hendricks had trouble with it. And it's flipped to Cates. Cates can't get the two-handed jam, and the Owls might be better off just laying the basketball in. Well, that was an, let's call it interesting back and forth couple of minutes there. I don't think that ball would have counted if it went in. Cates held the rim for so long that I think it would have negated the basket anyways. Hendricks into the forecourt. Hendricks looking to push. Hendricks floats it up. No. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Last touched by Gagne. So Hendricks quick inbound. High in the lane, and High got hit. That's going to be team foul number 6 on Warren Wilson with 12:56 left to go here in this ball game. So High back at the line. Mentioned earlier, 58% free throw shooter. Gets the first one to go. Lead back to 10. High with a chance to cut it to single digits now. Stephen Horton Jr. and Garth Bailey come in for Timmy and Cates. Thomas Hay is still on the sideline, although he looks to be in good spirits. Sitting comfortably, it looks like, over on the sideline. So maybe he'll be able to get back out there. We don't know from our vantage point. Second free throw, no good. E.J. Patterson with the rebound, and here comes Warren Wilson, maintaining a 10-point lead. Crusaders' defense has picked up over the last several possessions, though. Here's Bailey. Bailey to Horton Jr., and Horton Jr. threw it away. Butts comes up with the steal. Butts takes it himself, and looking out for Horton Jr. comes up with the steal and threw it away. Now Beauville's shot no good. Scales gets the putback, and the lead's down to 8. It's turned into slop ball here at Wilson, and William Montz wants to talk about it. 12:23 left to go in the ball game. Warren Wilson up by 8, 59-51. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owl Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, out of the timeout. Warren Wilson with the basketball. He's getting a little sloppy here. William Montz calling timeout to settle down the troops. Here's Gagne. No subs out of that timeout. Gagne pull-up jumper again. It's good. That's a 2-point shot. They say his foot was on the line. So here comes Tennessee Temple. Tennessee Temple hanging around here. Scales had trouble with the pass. It wasn't a great pass. E.J. Patterson with the steal, but Patterson stepped out of bounds. Sub for the Owls. Coming on for the first time, it's Danilo Radonjic, the junior, 6'5", 190 from Montenegro. E.J. Patterson will sit down. Thomas Hayes moved over to the bench, by the way. High puts it up. No good defense. Scales, offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Radonjic. So, now they changed the Gagne 2, so it is a 3. So let's update the score to 62-51. So Gagne's last jumper was a 3-point shot. Now it's Scales at the line, 67% free throw shooter on the season. Owls have gone over the limit. 7 team fouls already, just 1 for Tennessee Temple. Crusaders got to make them pay, though, as they missed that free throw. The Crusaders playing the 3rd toughest schedule of anybody in the USCAA this season. Scales gets 1 out of 2 to make it 62-52. And Scales will sit down. Set the 5 on the court. Up front, it's Butts, High, and Beauville. Coming on for the first time is B.J. Brown, the freshman, as he joins Hendricks in the backcourt. For the Owls, Justin Gagne, Stephen Horton Jr., Ty Johnson, Danilo Radonjic, and Garth Bailey. That's the 5 out on the court. Horton Jr. into the forecourt for Warren Wilson. Takes it looking for Radonjic. His pass is tipped out of bounds. So Ty Johnson will inbound it. The shot clock at 25. Inbound goes to Horton Jr. on the left wing, guarded by Hendricks. Now to Gagne with Butts on him. Gagne, left of the lane, throws it for Bailey, and Bailey passes a little bit off target. Bailey couldn't recover in time, and another turnover for the Owls. They changed the score again here. So I guess they're going back and forth over at the scorer's table whether it was a 3 or 2 or not from Justin Gagne in the last made bucket. It's back to a 2 apparently. 61-52. What are you going to do, folks? I can only guess. 3 ball no good from Brown. Rebound to Warren Wilson. Horton Jr. brings it across the timeline into the forecourt on a nifty move. Here's Gagne on the near side of your screen. Gagne from way downtown. Yes! And Gagne with a little smile as he trots back. Gagne is feeling it tonight. And the Owls back up by 12. Bounce pass to Hendricks. Hendricks able to get it across midcourt. Beauville's got to answer. Goes in and out. Radonjic with the rebound. The Owls' biggest lead was 14 in this second half. Gagne spinned around. Radonjic throws it out. Ty Johnson, corner 3, no. Horton Jr. in midair, can't get the puck back. Butts collects the rebound. Here's Hendricks into the front court. Hendricks to the cutter, Butts. Butts spins into the lane, shoots, can't get it off the back of the rim. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tennessee Temple. Jones and Scales returning for the Crusaders. Beauville and High will sit down. And the Owls in control for all of this second half and most of the first half. They've played well against this D1 opponent. Horton Jr. to the bucket, scoops it up and in. Lead back to 14. Scales into the forecourt. Scales doubled up in the corner. And that pass is tipped and taken away. Horton Jr. is fouled by Scales. Well, one of the worst things you could do in basketball, if you get double teamed and you dribble over to the sideline, over to that corner sideline over there, and you're double teamed, it's almost a 60-70% chance that you're going to turn the basketball over there. Ty Johnson, Timmy Johnson now. Here's Bailey on the near side. Radonjic between the circles. Timmy Johnson over on the left side, had it poked away. Here's Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson, yes! And he's fouled. Don't let it go to your head, big man. Ty Johnson will try to complete the 4-point play. As the Owls are pouring it on now, leading by 17, make it 18. Into the front court, Scales nearly traveled with it. Able to keep his composure, though, get it off to Brown. Brown shot no good. But he's fouled as we go inside 9 minutes to play. Again, the Owls are over the limit, but Brown will go to the line for 2 shots no matter what. Folks, remember a couple of games ago, I talked about Ty, and I said right before Christmas, Ty, what are you going to do? And during the break, Ty said, I'm going to stay here and work, and that's clearly what he did. You can see him putting the work in as he has been on fire. So is Justin Gagne, too, by the way. Both of these guys are Player of the Week candidates in the USCAA, no doubt about it. 70-54, both free throws are good. So here come the Owls. Under 9 to go. Gagne doubled up. Again, that awkward spot, able to get it away. Timmy Johnson out to Bailey. Extra pass. Here's Ty again. Not that time, off the back of the rim. Scales with the rebound. Scales looking to push. Poke from behind. Timmy Johnson with the steal. Gagne into the forecourt. Gagne rises. Yes! It's gone from a basketball game to a three-point shooting contest as there's a travel for Lions. A three-point shooting contest between Ty Johnson and Justin Gagne, and the Crusaders want to talk about it. Timeout on the court, we'll take it with them. 73-54. Warren Wilson by 19. We'll be back after this. Folks, you can be friends with the Owls on Facebook and get news and stats and all that blah, blah, blah. There's how you do it. Friend us because we're lonely. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here at DeVries Gym. 8:12 left to go in the ball game. It's Warren Wilson with its biggest lead of the night at 19 as Ty Johnson and Justin Gagne are trying to figure out who can shoot from the furthest out from behind the arc here in this second half. Gagne getting a breather. E.J. Patterson gets it out to Ty. So Ty and Timmy, Stephon Cates, Bailey, and Patterson. That's the five. Ty Johnson hard to the bucket. He's fouled and will go to the line. Ty Johnson, mentioned it in the first half. He made, I believe he was 5 out of 5 from the charity stripe in the first half. He's now 81 out of 105 during the season. Came in shooting 76% from the charity stripe. 74-54, the lead grows to 20 for the Owls. Second one short. So Ty 6 out of 7 on the night from the charity stripe, and the lead stays at 20. Beauville's returned. Now here's Brown. Back out to Jones. Beauville, bounce pass over to Brown, rises up from way downtown, grazes the rim, and that's all. Bailey with the rebound. So here come the Owls, 74 points already on the board. We still have 7:19 to go in this ball game as Lions is going to pick up the foul here. It's team foul number 5 on the Crusaders. The Owls shot over 45% in their last 3 games. That trend figures to continue here today. Stephon Cates left of the lane. Cates out to Timmy. Bailey, quick pass, Ty Johnson fakes the 3. Drives to the bucket, puts it up, and somehow got that to go. 76-54. Beauville, now Lions. Brown. Jones to the bucket, floats it up, can't get it to go. E.J. Patterson able to hold off Jones, who was trying to reach in and hope for a jump ball called. Timmy Johnson strong to the bucket. He's fouled. That's team foul number 6 now. Crusaders. Warren Wilson's return to the national tournament hopes. Currently tied for 7th with Johnson and Wales in the latest coaches poll. Their power rank is 3. And that's probably more of an indicator than where they are in the coaches poll. as Timmy Johnson gets into the act as he buries a triple, and the lead balloons to 25. This is a quality win, too, for Warren Wilson as Brown lost his footing and threw it away. Now, their power rank was 3 when they were 9 and 10, so this is a little bit outdated. The strength of schedule for Warren Wilson is 4th. And now we get word from the scoring table. Who was it? Was it Ty? Was it Ty? Ty Johnson earlier on those free throws picked up his 1,000th career point. So congratulations to Ty Johnson. Here's Bailey for 3, no good. And the rebound controlled by High. Full court pass, and boy, Tennessee Temple's just all out of sync right now. The Owls have taken them completely out of this ball game. 5:52 left to go as Warren Wilson appears headed for their 5th consecutive victory. Boy, folks, Timmy Johnson, and he's going to be called for a foul. They get him on the intentional foul there. So Tennessee Temple's going to get 2 shots and the ball. So Butts is going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Gets the first one to go. Butts pretty much automatic at 89% from the charity stripe, and you see why there as he rainbows the second one in. So Crusaders will also get the basketball back. Garth Bailey coming out as Justin Gagne returns. We still haven't seen Thomas Hay. Coach Montz may just give him the rest of the day off. Butts floats it up, can't get it to go. The rebound tapped around. It comes to High, who puts it up and in. 79-58 now. Gagne into the forecourt. Gagne almost lost it. Gagne now goes off his foot and out of bounds, but they say it was off a Crusader, and that might be a break for Warren Wilson. It looked like that went right off of Gagne's foot, but since Warren Wilson signs my paycheck, I'm going to say that was a good call. Here's Horton Jr. into the forecourt now. Over on the elbow, gets it out to Gagne, fakes the 3, drives to the bucket, puts it up, no, but Gagne is fouled and will go to the free throw stripe. That is team foul. They have it as number 6 right now for the Crusade. No, it is the 7th, so both teams are in the bonus. First free throw, no good. Gagne trying to get 1 out of 2, missed them both. That's rare for Gagne, who came in 78% from the charity stripe. Tennessee Temple in the front court. It's Jones scoops it up and in. So 4:42 left to go. Owls lead down to 19 now. Horton Jr. Patterson eyes it up and gets it to go. E.J. Patterson came in shooting 57% from the field. A lot of those on the inside, but still a good percentage nonetheless. Beauville from downtown can't get it to go, and the ball tipped, touched by Warren Wilson, they say. Looks like High might have gotten shaken up a little bit. Not sure if he got hit on the head or what. He's going to stay out there, though. Jones coming out. Coming in is Terrence Scales, who returns. Garth Bailey will check back into the ball game. Stephon Cates will leave. Good minutes off the bench for Cates. He's in double figures of scoring, but he's played very actively on the defensive side as well. So the Owls on Friday will be at Bob Jones. Then they'll be back home on Monday taking on Welsh College. Hendricks will inbound it. Alley-oop, nicely done, the Scales, as they caught the Owls napping there. 81-62. Justin Gagne into the front court. Gagne, blocking foul called on Scales. And again, both teams over the limit, so we have free throws to come with 4:01 to go in the ball game. No post game tonight, folks. We will put all the statistical information that you need to know up on the website as soon as this game is done, so be sure to check out the stories, and if you're following us on Twitter and Facebook, you'll know when those get posted as well. So Gagne at the line for the 1-and-1, missed a couple of free throws earlier. This is game number 5 or 6 in 4 or 5 days for me, so my voice is starting to go out. Gagne misses again. So here comes Tennessee Temple. It's Butts on the left side. Hendricks over to Scales on the right. Butts gets it out. Beauville from downtown, no good. And another rebound for Horton Jr. Ty Johnson walks it into the forecourt. Owls in no particular hurry, leading by 19. On their way to win number 12 and looking to go 7-3 here at home. Horton Jr. Patterson from downtown, no good. Patterson came in, taking just 3 shots from behind the arc all season. That floater no good. Scales gets the offensive rebound, and he's fouled underneath. So Scales goes back to the line. Freshman from Cedar Bluff, Alabama. Players from all over the place for Tennessee Temple. Several from, obviously, Tennessee. Also, Florida, as far away as Ireland, believe it or not. Cedar Bluff is, I believe, right on that Gulf Coast area, as both free. I love that part of the country. It's a part of the country I don't think a lot of people know about, just how beautiful it is down there. Ty Johnson banks it off the glass. The lead back to 19. Hendricks, top of the key. Hendricks, floater left of the lane. No, got the put back in, banked it off the glass. Good job by Hendricks to follow his shot. Here comes Gagne going quickly. And now we'll back it out, wait for his teammates. Gagne steps inside the arc, jumper off the mark, rebound to Hendricks. Hendricks will bring it across midcourt for the Crusaders, who will likely fall to 7-14 on the season. Now Scales had it poked away by Horton Jr., and the Owls get a timeout. Timeout on the court. We'll step aside. 2:09 left to go. We're coming back in just a minute. Look at the owl strut. They finally got a new Warren Wilson owl after that one mascot, which I think has been here since the 40s and hasn't been cleaned since the 60s. Good to see the blue one out there doing a nice job. Owls in control, leading it 83-66. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you at Warren Wilson. Inside 2 minutes to go. Garth Bailey dribbled on the line. Turnover gives the ball back to Tennessee Temple. Ty Johnson with the hand in it, but Scales able to recover. Bounce passes it to Jones in the forecourt. Now Hendricks between the circles. This is Wells who has come on. Pierce Wells, the freshman, making his 5th appearance. Nice alley-oop by Hendricks to Scales, who lays it up and in. Lead is 15 now. Tennessee Temple trying to make things interesting. Jones pokes it away. Nice hands by the Owl. Danilo Radonjic checking out. E.J. Patterson checking back in. Thomas, oh, look at Ty Johnson, threw it off the back of Hendricks. Ty Johnson is doubled up, and a timeout by Warren Wilson. We'll step aside, 1:19 left to go. Owls on their way to win number 12. We'll be back. Owls with the basketball out of the timeout. Ty Johnson will inbound at 18 to shoot, 1:19 left to go in the ball game. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here at Warren Wilson as it's Gagne. Bounce pass out to Ty Johnson. Timmy Johnson out near midcourt. Ty Johnson drives to the bucket, and he's fouled with 7 to shoot. 9th team foul, so Ty will go to the line, to try to put a little frosting on the cake for this Warren Wilson victory here tonight. A couple of winnable games coming up for the Owls. Their longest win streak last year, as I mentioned earlier in the ball game, was 6. That was between January 23rd and February 6th. They've got a chance after this win here tonight for 7 straight if they can defeat Bob Jones and Welsh, and then they're going to rematch with Barber Scotia, and I know the Owls are looking forward to that one. So it could be a long stretch of wins for the Owls if they keep playing like this. That ball goes out of bounds. Bounce pass by Wells. A turnover. Gagne, Timmy Johnson, Radonjic in the front court. Danilo out to Timmy. About 17 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Ty Johnson out to Timmy. Owls in no hurry as Jones commits the foul for reasons unknown. Again, no post game after we're done here. We'll sign off and check WarrenWilsonOwls.com. I'll get the story up in a few minutes. So the shot clock is non-factor now as Timmy Johnson goes to the line. 19th foul, so still a 1-and-1 situation. As he bangs the first one through. That one in and out. Rebound controlled by Jones. Here's Wells. Wells, step back 3, rainbows it, can't get it off the back of the rim. Gagne with the rebound, and the Owls can run it out. Ty Johnson gets it into the forecourt. Ty Johnson to the bucket, puts it off the backboard. I think he was just trying to tap it out. Radonjic. Ty Johnson, that's going to go out of bounds with 4.5. The Crusaders will inbound it. So Tennessee Temple will fall to 7-14. Next up for them, they return home to take on Florida College. And why would you foul there? Patterson with a bonehead foul that will keep the game going and give Tennessee Temple a couple of free throws as the Owls are in the double bonus. So as I was saying, Tennessee Temple will go to 7-14. They'll return home Thursday at 8 p.m. with Florida College. This is the first free throws of the season for Wells, who misses the first one. Owls again at Bob Jones on Friday. That's part of a doubleheader with the ladies. Bob Jones will cover both those games at 6 and 8. 1 out of 2 at the line. Owls will inbound it. What was that? So it looks like a Crusader hit the ball out of bounds, so Ty will inbound it again. Patterson will let it go. And the game comes to an end. 84-69, Warren Wilson wins their 5th straight of the season and gets a big hand from this Warren Wilson faithful here on Inspire a Change Night. That's going to do it for us here, folks. Once again, your final score, Warren Wilson 84, Tennessee Temple 69 for everybody here at Warren Wilson. My name's Chris Sheeman. Have yourselves a good night, and let's set the broadcast schedule. We will talk to you again Saturday afternoon. It's the ladies in Tennessee for the game against Hiawassee. Our next men's game will be next Monday at 7. So we'll talk to you during one of those 2 days, folks. Have yourselves a good night.